Hey, I'm Zach McDonald, your real estate agent with Real Property Associates, and this is my King County real estate market update for September 2024. What's up, King County? We are back for another quick overview of the housing market here for the month of August. So we're looking back at last month's stats, and I'll give you a little context year over year, but also talk a little bit about the month over month numbers here as well. So in August, we saw a change in the new listings. 18.8% more houses came on the market here in the past month than did at the same time last year. And I think that's important because last year we saw very, very low inventory numbers. We did not see a lot of houses coming on the market, and we saw considerably more this year than we did at the same time last year. At the same time, though, we saw fewer houses month over month. So July was a bigger month for new listings than August. I can't say that's always the case, but it's not a surprise to see a slight drop off there in those numbers. I wouldn't say it's significant in any type of way. We did see a drop off in pending sales from last month as well. We had a 14.7% jump year over year, though. So again, just more houses coming off the market, also more houses coming on the market. Again, about the same percentage difference year over year. August is always a weird month, and so is July, I would say. In most situations, you have people traveling, you have beautiful weather, so people are wanting to list their houses, but at the same time, people are not always here. There's not always as much competition in the summertime, and in a lot of cases, the fall, or at least the beginning of the fall, is more competitive than the summer in a lot of cases, and we're already starting to see that in King County. Days on market, up a couple from last month. 19 days on market was the average in August. In July, we were looking at 17 days on market as the average. Last year, it was the same, 19 days on market. So not much change there, but the median sales price, let's talk about that. $975 last month in King County. Last year, it was $913.5. And when we talk about percentages, 6.7% up year over year, but that's a pretty big jump from last year. And last month, the median sales price was just under $1,997,000, so we're down a little from there. But we're seeing prices climbing and getting really close to where they were in 2022. That's been a general theme over the last year or so, is that prices have been climbing in the positive direction, right? We were seeing things going backwards, and now we're seeing those home prices climbing back up. In King County, homes are selling over asking price on average as well, 0.7%, not much, but countywide, houses are selling over asking price. There are certainly pockets and cities where those numbers are different, sometimes more, sometimes less. I would say that the east side has still tended to see bigger jumps over asking price than other parts of King County. Now let's look at inventory, because the amount of houses available has a lot to do with the competition numbers. And the supply of homes for sale is about the same as last year, but we have a lot more houses available than we did in 2023. So 28.6% more houses available. And that's significant. Interestingly, the actual supply numbers are not that far off. We had less buyers and less houses, so things were relatively similar. But we have 2.1 months of supply of homes in King County, which means we're still technically in a seller's market, but we haven't started to see home prices exploding everywhere. If we were in a situation where we got under a month, that's where we start to see a lot of multiple offer situations, houses selling 5–10% over the asking price. And I'll even say I've experienced that this week working with some buyers in Seattle specifically, where we are seeing that again starting to happen on specific houses, but that's not the case everywhere. So that would be an overgeneralization to say that all the houses are now selling for 5–10% over asking price, but I've experienced that very, very recently. So there's a temptation to start to sound the alarm. All the houses are going to fly off the shelves and we're going to see this everywhere. But even yesterday, a couple different offers, couple different buyers, multiple offers over asking price in both cases. So maybe it's an FYI. Maybe that's what it is. It's just hey, we're starting to see things changing, and the data isn't always reflecting that as quickly. The data is usually lags behind, but the housing market is starting to get more competitive again here in Seattle. I think a lot of that has to do with interest rates. And speaking of interest rates today on Mortgage News Daily survey as of September 11th is 6.11 for a 30-year fixed rate, which sounds high still as I say it, but it's a lot lower than 7.25 or 8%, which we were seeing last year at some point. So rates are down considerably. The trend is to continue down. We'll see where rates end up after the Fed has their next meeting. There's talk that they're going to drop rates here soon. So stay tuned. If you have questions about buying or selling in King County and you want to get some additional feedback on your situation, I'd love to be a resource for you. I make these videos to provide information, but that information is generic and broad and not specific. So if you have questions about a specific city or your own situation in particular, please feel free to reach out.